All right, let's now shift our attention to the other big story from the United States of America, where the White House has been witness to another showdown between the U.S. Treasury Secretary Musk-Bessent and the tech billionaire Elon Musk. And according to an Axios report, the duo was involved in a loud and a pretty fiery argument inside the White House last week, and that too with President Donald Trump and other officials within earshot. Now, the scuffle occurred over a disagreement about who'd head the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS. The reports now say that a war of words started in a meeting in the Oval Office and then it spilled out into the hallway. Both men reportedly were yelling loudly into each other's faces. Earlier, the New York Times had reported on disagreement between Bessent and Musk, but the extent of the argument was not publicized. A witness quoted in the report claimed that they were not physically in the Oval Office, but the president saw it and then they carried it down the hall and then did it again. Another witness claimed that they created quite a scene. The reason for the fight was Trump designated Gary Shapley, a Musk choice, as the acting IRS commissioner. This despite Bessent pushing pretty hard for an alternative Deputy Treasury Secretary, Michael Faulkender. The Bessent accused Musk of making some big promises about budget cuts through the Doge program, but failing to deliver. The Musk retaliated by calling Bessent a Soros agent and also mocking his past financial experience. This comes at a time when Musk has announced that he will be significantly scaling back his Trump administration work in the month of May to focus on Tesla, as the electric vehicle maker has reported a staggering 71% drop in the first quarter profits. Now, Steve Bannon, Donald Trump's former chief strategist, has called on Musk to make clear as to what fraud and waste have been uncovered in the federal government before he pulls back from his work from Doge. He's also demanded a letter of clarification showing that no one has taken any data from the Trump administration or the government. While Bannon has supported Doge's efforts, he's called Musk to be evil. All right, now to give us more updates on this story about the rift within Donald Trump's close aides and his cabinet, we're joined by our correspondent Susan Tehrani, is joining us with more details on this. Susan, the fact that there were rifts within Donald Trump's close aide and his close cabinet was something that was being talked about a lot. But this seems to have clearly spilled out in a very big way, especially that showdown between Elon Musk and Bessent. Tell us more what's happening and why is, someone like Steve Bannon asking Elon Musk to come clean on what he's actually uncovered was the waste that was there in the federal government.
You know, it's interesting about Steve Bannon. I'm glad you brought that up because Elon Musk on his government efficiency program website has everything listed that they've uncovered. It's pretty transparent. But it's interesting also because it seems Bannon and Musk are sort of on the same team as the ultra MAGA camp of the Trump administration. And then you have people like Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, and also Bessent, who was in an argument with Musk. They're more moderates, they're more centrist Republicans, although they are also MAGA, but they also have that America First agenda, but sort of one is more extreme than the other, and it's just this tug of war. When Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, was asked about, these rumors about how wide this gap is between these individuals, she said that there's always disagreements in every cabinet and every administration, and it's completely natural for these people to butt heads like this. But nonetheless, it was interesting that Elon Musk, you said Gary Shapley, he was the IRS whistleblower against Hunter Biden. You may remember that. He testified on Capitol Hill. Of course, Bessent wants someone that's, not so much politically associated to lead the IRS and help him in that regard. So, we'll have to wait and see which camp prevails. But as you mentioned, Elon Musk's 130 days as a special government employee is about to end in May. So he's not going to be around for much longer, at least to this extent.
Interesting. We'll have to see as to how Elon Musk's presence within the federal government and as a close aide of Donald Trump, of course, progresses from here. Thank you very much, Susan Tehrani, for joining us with those details then.